Previously on our road trip to Young, New South Wales and the surrounding area. So this is Ben Hall's cave.
How's life?
It's another day. I've woken up with a headache, but we'll carry on anyway. And the plan today is to go to Junee, I think, where there are a couple of cool things. And we're going with Jessie's parents today. You probably won't see them much because they don't want to be on camera, but you never know, you might get a pic. So have some toast or something for breakfast and we'll get on the road. Were you in a battle of the bands here once upon a time?
Apparently, I can't remember it, but it did happen. I remember another one in another town, not too far from here.
And you almost won?
No, we won that one. We did win this one.
So this was their first one, and a couple of them said, gee, they played well, you know. One of the organisers said, I could see who's going to win this. But everybody missed it, only one being turned up with multiple singers.
Silly rules.
Yeah, well, get ready. Yeah. That's the New South Wales state logo,
which is newly risen. How beautiful you shine.
So, I can see why they call it a roundhouse now. Put the engine on here, match it up with wherever you want it to go. I'm not sure if these get any use, if they turn these on anymore.
This is also the largest roundhouse in the Southern Hemisphere and therefore the biggest in Australia, but it's not in use anymore as a roundhouse. There's some private restoring of engines of trains that still run over there, but this part over this side is just a museum now. I don't see Thomas the Tank Engine there though. What a shame. Ladies' car down the back with, I assume, what used to be the ladies' bathroom. And this one, that first one was the first class car, I found out. And this one was the mail car. Got the mail sacks here. And a mail cart. Sorting stations.
Yes, that's what they were like in the 50s, exactly.
Well, hello. Off for a trip?
Is smoking allowed?
Do you smoke?
Well, I mean, it's old-timey, right? I'm gonna get on the smoke.
Uh-oh. I can drive this thing now. Look out, trouble. This is where they used to shovel the coal. Right behind the driver. Sweet. The guide was saying this is the Harry Potter train, the Hogwarts Express. I'll show you in a sec. Hogwarts Express. Some more driver's seats. This one's got meters by the looks. Passenger train for sure. The captain's view. This one's got a kitchen. So this is actually an engine that would go inside this train. But they've stripped it back and put it up here so we can see what an actual train engine looks like. Pretty cool. Also, this train apparently used to be green and was the Hunter Valley Express. There's only 3 of the trains that have been saved and are in museums and that kind of thing. The rest were scrapped out of, I think he said about 70 of this kind of train. They're not really used anymore, just in museums. Oh, God. The roundhouse was actually really cool and the staff there were super knowledgeable, so we learned a lot from being there. Highly recommend. But now we've come to a licorice and chocolate factory, so time for some deliciousness. What'd you get there, Jesse?
Plain old licorice and
Plain old chocolate.
dark chocolate coated raspberry licorice.
Yum.
And then dark milk chocolate coated bananas or something. I think dark chocolate actually.
I got a bag of goodies too. Some drinking chocolate, some strawberry chocolate, and some coconut rough. Can't wait to try some.
If you walk into the main eating area, you can have a peek into where the chocolate's being made and see all the different tools and utensils for all the different varieties. Look at that, we've got a nut coating machine and 3 or 4 other copper pots for coating other treats.
Melted chocolate is poured into these copper pots and it sets when it hits the cold goodies inside. The pots then turn like a cement mixer, which gives the balls the round shape. And in this area you can see the staff working on all the yummy chocolate blocks. Every cheek. That's some old school Vegemite advertising there.
I just go into the gift shop actually.
We do hope to go to Corowa Distilling Co. sometime, but it's a fair bit further south to this place near the Victorian border, so probably a bit far for this particular trip.
It's not bad.
Well, that place was really cool too. It's a shame that they're not doing tours at the moment because of COVID, but you could still go in there and see where they're making all the chocolate and licorice, which was pretty cool. We've just come to the Lambing Flat Chinese Tribute Gardens in Young. Probably our last stop for our little Young trip. Might be one more stop tomorrow on the way home, not in Young, but this is just a nice peaceful place to come hang out at the end of the day. Nearly sunset, after a day of chocolate and other good times.
I hear a rusty cormorant.
He's stranded. Stranded at the drive-in. Branded a fool. Something around here smells delicious. I can only assume it's this guy right here. If you know what he is, let me know. I could smell that all day, every day. So pretty with all of those petals in the water. I love it.
Alright, who had the wedding?
Time to say goodbye to Willow.
Have a nibble. Bit of denim. She wants me to stay, that's what she's saying. From the Milk Maiden. It doesn't taste like any stout I've ever had. It's just, it's good. But I can't pick it. I don't know what that tastes like. But I'll drink that.
You can also stay here by the looks of all these cute cabins. How cool! This little sculpture here actually ties in with the Ben Hall cave that we went to earlier in the video.
This guy bore the brunt of their hooliganisms. Sergeant Edmund Parry was... what was he up to? He was escorting a Gunda guy to Yass mail coach when he was shot dead by bushranger John Gilbert at Black Springs. Must be somewhere near here.
So we just went for lunch at the Sir George in Jugiong, which Jesse's been wanting to go to for a long time, but
Since
finally
I
made it.
found out it existed, but not that long ago.
We meant to show you our lunch, but we forgot and we
forgot
ate it
that
instead.
Which is not a bad thing to do with lunch.
We got distracted filming bees.
That's a path to
The
nowhere.
next thing, there was no food. So now we're just going to try and find the Murrumbidgee, which runs through this town, and then we'll probably head home.
Yeah.
It's been a fun little week though. Feel free to check out the Young area and surrounding if you get a chance to explore New South Wales in the coming days, years, whenever. So that's going to be it for this vlog, I think. Subscribe if you would like to see more from us, and we'll see you in the next one. The tasty Milk Maiden.
That is That's good.
He was killed in a gun battle with the Kelly.
With the whole game.